Bring it closer.
Huh?
Where are we? Ah.
Oh, battery's low.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't even come on.
In the old days it'd be $2, $4, $6, $8.
And then get them out.
And then throw half of them up 2 kilos every way.
Excuse me, I just got to get down on my hands and knees.
Yeah, with that's right anyway.
You just have to speak loud.
What have I done here?
There's not many bees in there.
No, there's not. AAs don't have the numbers that the others do. What's going on?
Well, don't move it at
It's
the
not.
minute, I can see too.
We're not working again.
Waxy, that is.
Got no volume.
No, you have to speak loudly.
There's, yeah. Right.
Technology.
I don't know.
I can hear you alright, mate. I'm
Can you?
half deaf.
Everyone hear me all right? Yeah. That's good.
Why does it go all the way up to just there? Because the bird's on the bottom. Yes, on the stone are going to be up.
Yeah, AAs don't have the numbers that other bees do. See how they've sealed that off with resin? It's all Kadaji resin. Real pliable stuff. That's nice. That's easy to get out, that one. I like that.
They're very different, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very placid.
They are.
Not as long.
And a lot of the time, the still getting something. A lot of the time, the brood is a loose, very loose. I've actually tipped it out of the log, like caviar, into a box.
Wow.
They use almost pure beeswax as well.
Definitely different.
They don't mix resin in with their wax, and that's why it's the colour it is. Now, it's strange that these bees, they make such little amounts of, it takes them a lot of energy to make the resin. And of the TCs and TH, always mix tree resins with it to make it stretch further, because it takes so much energy to make it. Whereas these guys, they use almost predominantly pure beeswax, and they don't have the numbers anywhere near the numbers of bees that the TC or TH do. So they do extremely well. And these ones as well, what they do, instead of TC and TH, they build their brood up and down like that. So you'll see the advancing front move up and down through the brood like that. These ones, it's in a ball, and they go from inside, outside, like this. So totally different.
And the cells look quite big.
They are much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. See these ones out here, these are ready to hatch. These ones in here, they're only halfway there. See, there's still open cells there. You see open cells where they're making new cells. And whereas TC and TH, all the cells face up. Whereas these, they can face in every different direction. With
Can you turn that
TC,
one down?
sorry,
Can you just turn that down?
with TC honey and TH honey, it's very, very runny. The honey that these girls make, it's very, very thick. What they do every night, they build a little curtain over the entrance. Inside, they build a little curtain, a little resin curtain, so they don't have to put guard bees. And then what they do is they move inside the hive and open every single honey pot, take all the tops off them, and allow that to evaporate overnight, every night. And so they make very thick honey, and it's the only one, because they don't use the resins in their wax, it tastes almost the same as honeybee honey, but it's not as sweet. So on toast it's actually beautiful.
So you're just doing that to seal it?
Just to seal the box, yes. The first thing the bees do is seal this around this joint, and then they make their protective tunnel on the inside of the entry.
And they're not affected by any oils and human skin or anything? Or?
No, not at all.
That's all right.
Well, that's saving them a lot of effort.
It is. This saves them. This gives them the materials on site, and it basically seals up the box, sort of, to start with.
Yeah.
Sticks it together real well. And they just take it apart and fill it, fill it up.
Is that box going to be very too big
No,
for?
the AA,
Yeah.
no, it'll be fine. They do well in these boxes.
Can I ask where the AA came from? Was it like Alcoholics Anonymous or something?
Australiba australis.
Of course.
That was your next guess, wasn't it?
Well, took my time.
You knew that already.
So we've got two predominant Australidias that are around from here up to Rocky sort of thing, in the colder. But then they've been found on the coast at Rocky as well. So who knows? Calling you back, Terry. Yeah, see, there's two vent holes in the bottoms of the boxes as well. The bees open and close these vent holes in the spring and summer, and they close them up in the winter. And what they do is because the boxes are so thick, there's like a 6-hour lag time between the temperature on the outside of the box getting to the inside, and by the time that hits, it's started to cool down on the outside as well, so you're in a heat wave. There's already an AA getting in there. And so what they do is they draw cool air from under the hive and vent it out the front.
Is that for all of these bees? or
Yes,
just this
they all
one?
do it. Yeah.
So you should have vent holes in it. all
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, these we've been putting. They were originally used for drain holes, because once upon a time we used to put everything in honey stores, everything, leaking honey. What a disaster! That was 15 years ago. We used to do it that way, and then you'd have to put your box on a lean like that when you first box them up, so let all the honey drying out. It was absolutely terrible. Pests galore. But the pests are so numerous now that we need to be careful of doing it. And we've developed best practice now where we don't use the honey at all. So a little bit of pollen. These guys, I'll be able to put some honey in there because of the way they build their honey stores and their pollen stores. Nothing like those guys are there. These are very, very separate. You always find there's honey down. There'll be honey down at there should be honey. Yes, there it is at the bottom of the brood, and there'll be honey above the brood up here, and then there'll be pollen all up here. So, and it's totally separate. There's none mixed together whatsoever. So you can always tell the AAs always put their brood at the bottom. They'll always have honey underneath the brood, above the brood, and then pollen totally separate at the top of the log. I've opened up AAs where they've been in a log 4 metres long. Yeah, and they've filled that whole log. But it's only been a small cavity. So a very small cavity all the way down. Because they like small cavities. They like small logs. It makes it easier for them to build all their structures. I sent Terry a message the other day. I had bees over at his place, and I had to pick them up because they were the ones that went up to the school, Maloney School. And that was him just ringing. He's probably saying, "Oh, where are the bees?" I sent him a message to tell him I picked them up because he was still in bed.
So Dean, can you ever tell how big the nest is before you actually cut it?
No. Before you get it out of before you cut the log open?
Yeah.
Not really. There was one I did for Des. The last one I did for Des, it looked like a big sized cavity in the log. And from the two pipe holes at the top and the bottom, it looked like a very good size hive. But once I opened it up, there was all this termite stuff that was still left in the middle cavity where they built. See how loose these are? You've got to be very, very careful with AAs because they just come apart. There's no real structure to them. These are all, they're all just about to hatch. So you can see there, you can see the bees starting to cover up between inside those cocoons.
Can you
Wow, it's like a delicate coral sort of thing.
It is. Yeah. And that's what I mean. I've tipped them out of a log into a box.
over here?
Like caviar.
Those two.
It'll be fly.
There you go. Just watch that front piece. Yep.
So you're going to chuck them in?
See if it just falls a bit?
Looks like a sponge coral.
Yeah. And I've used spoons before to pick up the brood because it's just so,
Delicate.
it just falls to bits. They don't stick it together like all the other bees.
We were just saying earlier how they're like the crystal waters of bees.
Yes. They're the elites.
If they put the honey on the bottom,
Yep.
do they just move the brood up? AAs?
If they they won't store much honey underneath it. Yeah, they store a little bit of honey underneath, but not much. They just store more up above it. Depends on the cavities in the brood in the log. So you can see there's pure honey down there.
Is this one a local one, Dean?
From Redcliffe.
Yeah, Margate. The bloke that's got them is at Margate. But they come from out Ipswich way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We've got quite a bit of breed going up in there. No, no.
That breeze. That was full before.
That breed's quite long. We won't open that. I'll move that away and I'll get that honey out in a little while.
Is it important to get the queen with these guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in saying that, and then now when you look at TC and TH, these they take 50 days from an egg to hatch as an adult bee. Then they live for between 100 and 150 days, depending on the time of the year and how much there is for them to forage and everything else. But AAs, they live for 240 days. So the workers live a lot longer, so they don't need as big a numbers as the others. So So that's why they don't have as many. And see how they're not aggressive, they're not even landing on me. They're a magic little bee. What they'll do is they'll just, once I open this up, they'll fly around. There's not many out at the moment, but they'll just fly around in a little ball. They don't even land on you. They're the best bees in the world to work on.
Cavity, yeah. I think in there. Yeah, that's it.
See, that's a tiny little cavity up the top.
Go up the screen, though. You can see what you're doing. Expand her up. Wow.
Yeah.
One just hatched there.
That's what you usually find them in.
Just came out and hatched there.
Tiny little cavities like that. Next to nothing, isn't it? Yeah. Tiny little cavities. They don't make a lot of, they very small homes. What I'll do, this is a very nice entry, that. So later I'll cut that off and I'll put that on the front of the box. And it gives them a nice visual and it looks good. Make that one.
Is he done with the chainsaw?
Yep.
A bit longer to hold it out, might be a bit big.
Sawdust everywhere.
Kan ook eens plassen when you
She's a bugger. There you go.
Very, very different.
And why do I have a cat, mate? Because of your son.
Can't see her yet.
This would take ages for it to say
The sides of the camera against.
Sorry.
You're up. Look at their little stores. They're very delicate, aren't they?
Especially when they break apart so easily.
Do you want the box down there?
I think it was something like that.
Can I get back down in here?
You see what you mean about the honey? It's not running everywhere.
No, it doesn't. It's very,
It looks like
very
more like
thick.
a fly from a distance. Yeah, it's got a bit more borderline or something. Because it's the back, this looks like a fly bug in there.
We had a escapee chook yesterday, and it took 4 of us 3 goes
To get it out.
to catch it. We had tablecloths and everything up as barriers. No, she got away every time. We won in the end.
Well, next to that
it
cat,
lunch
there's some
tomorrow?
bones there.
The escapee.
There's some bones next to
Roast
that
chicken?
cat.
Sorry?
There's some
Roast chicken tomorrow.
No,
Playback.
it's female. She went down. She's useful. The boy is currently creating compost.
I'm detecting a common denominator here,
Yeah.
Alan.
I was going to make a comment. Sounds a bit nasty. About the farm, you know, we're a long way from civilization.
Don't lay down.
Don't worry, no one ever saw you here.
Face
Nothing
will
but,
come up in the blueberries.
as I have said to Dean on occasion, nothing a bag of lime and a shovel won't.
You ever scared when you go to sleep or what?
That's why he sleeps with one eye open.
Hey, Dean, thanks for the warning.
How many do these guys normally have in a hive? Big one?
Oh, the one stopped from smelling right.
I'm sorry? How many?
Yeah, how many?
Normal number.
Usually up to about, they'll have up to 500 to 1,000 workers. Whereas
Can you
your
hold that still for a
TC and
moment?
TH, they'll have like 10 to 20,000.
Wow.
And this one's like 5,000.
No, 500 to 1,000.
That's not that much.
No. Just remember they're smaller. They're like smaller cabins.
And the worst, it's too small for the others to
That is the best.
This honey is beautiful.
It is the best.
It's just like honeybee honey, but it's not sweet. Has the same taste.
You got to be quick with those smiles. Oh, it's just the best.
Are we going to open that old hive?
Yeah. And this actually candies. Yeah, like
Do you think we can
in the jar
AA?
in winter.
Oh, wow.
That it goes crystallises. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't waste any bees.
I'm hoping that they're TH.
Take a while to go through that strain too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Could you be able to warm that slightly to get it to run?
You can.
Yep.
Without the sun this time of year.
Yeah, it only happened
I hope it's
over
not
winter, the coolness. Yeah.
Yeah, if you put it in the fridge,
It's
it'll
all
candy.
clear again now.
Well, they do little
TCs.
yeah, they do fine.
And it's because they make it so thick.
TH, quicker growers, yeah.
When you get the next bit on your foot, stop. Lift it and stop.
That's pollen, isn't
Stop.
That's all pollen.
Thank you.
Why are you going anyway?
I want to get pictures of the actual bees.
Shy away.
Get off me, fly. What? Oh no.
What is it?
Horsefly.
We used to have a horse. Its name was Lucky.
Never call an animal lucky.
Obviously.
Lesson, never call an animal lucky.
I think he does.
They're young
Too
ones
scared
as
to ask
fast
where
as
it is
ever
now.
lived.
Sorry?
I'm too scared to ask where it is now.
We had him for 2 days and he was over the road and clearly didn't know what a tree root was because he ran into one and
Got
staked
staked.
it, got staked
Oh,
and survived. We took him to the hospital.
Spent 2 weeks in the hospital.
Yeah,
That cost a fortune.
it
It
was.
cost more than the bloody horse to start with.
But the second most or more important lesson is never bribe your children with "I'll buy you a pony."
I'll never forget it.
Yes, so lesson learned. Good horse. Poor thing. But then he recovered, and then we sold him, and
Maybe.
then he died of
Sand colic.
sand colic, wherever they kept him. It wasn't a good place. Out at Atkinson Dam somewhere. It was really dry at the time.
It's a really depressing story.
I know.
You did ask for it.
you had a cow?
Did we have a chook? Someone gave us a chook named Rocky too.
Yes.
Oh, what happened to it?
You became very unlucky.
Yes.
We
I
just
think he
don't
succumbed to a fox, that one.
See them.
We do get foxes here.
Yeah, they're around all up and down the coast.
I had to stop on the range the other week coming home from work and koala was crossing the road.
Yes.
See, that's a happy story. Got a bit of balance. It was beautiful.
One down at Kalanga, crossing the road too. They've got big, those neon signs on the road now, telling everyone to look out.
Yep. We had
Look at the signs on the road and oh no, that was the koala the sign was warning me about.
last year, the train they stopped our train. I work in Brisbane. They stopped the train and they had to call the koala people, and off they come. There's a big male across the track and his arms up like that. Just lying there having a rest. Yeah, don't worry. 35 minutes later, we're still waiting. But as soon as this time QR finally announced it, oh, there's a koala on the track up ahead. We're just waiting for someone to come and move it. Nobody minded then.
How do you tell the boss that?
Oh, we just.
Mobile phone. Come on, Andy,
You had a big night last night, Helen, did you? Yeah. luckily they took photos of it and published it and everything on their site.
See, the argument was relevant.
So with that one, Dean, where would you have found a queen?
Sit in the shade.
She should have been in the brood, but
I don't know.
Would you just leave that as one box?
oh yeah. Yeah, it's very small.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be labelled, she did. Stores the fact.
I don't think so, but
She is, she's got headache.
Is it good?
Yeah.
yeah, guess you're not happy.
Can I break a bit of pollen off, please?
It's very dry.
It is.
AA, very, very dry.
Yeah, it's very more like
Just
a
want to
biscuit.
taste
It
this
is. Yeah, they keep it very dry, and the honey very thick. So, because what happens, if say I turn that AA, the TC brood upside down when I put it in the box, all those new bees that have just been laid will drown in the stores because it's so runny. These girls, how they build cells all different way, because the honey's so thick and the pollen's so dry. Once they provision the cell, it doesn't move, so the bees can't drown. Yeah, they're very smart, but they've adapted that way because of the way they build the brood.
They're very civilised.
You only have two species could be so different in their habit.
Yes,
I wonder which one came first.
Then you've got Clyparis, which are in that box, just sitting up here. Those bees up there come from Cairns. They're very small. They're a 3.5 millimetre bee, very tiny bee. They don't have as many workers either as TC. They're called a TC. They're tetragonular Clyparis. So they're another TC basically. But what they do is they like to build satellite colonies all over the place. So there's houses up there that have between 70 and 100 colonies in the one house.
Wow.
In the weatherboard houses, yeah. They just put little ones everywhere. What they do is they don't store very much honey or pollen at all. Very, very little. Because they can forage 12 months of the year, almost, except for the rainy season. They store a little bit, enough for the rainy season, and that's it. They can basically get whatever they need all year round.
Dean loves the Clyparis and cares for them very carefully in winter. They come inside every night. And he's got a little heat mat that sits on them and keeps them warm.
Because up in Cairns, it doesn't get under 18 degrees sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, so
Of course.
I'm detecting some jealousy.
because they don't make honey, they don't make stores. You know, they're purely an educational hive. You know, just as a to show people that these bees, about these bees and where they come from and stuff like that. That's basically what they're for.
Do they do any damage to the hive up in Cairns?
No, not at all. You know, your little, when they build the walls, and they leave little cavities in behind the weatherboards and stuff, and they just build little tiny cavities in there, and they don't destroy it because they don't store very little stores. Whereas a honeybee, if you kill honeybees in a home, you're in big trouble. You know, if you find honeybees in a house, you're always better off getting them cut out by a beekeeper. Because the second you kill those bees, all that honey that's in the walls will ferment. Well, the small hive beetle will get in there and turn it all rancid, and then you've got rancid honey running out of your walls for the next 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, depending on how long they've been in there. And it makes a hell of a mess when it starts running out of your walls and your ceilings and stuff. And then it attracts more pests. But yeah, if you get a beekeeper to do a cutout, he takes everything out of the wall, you're left with nothing. There's nothing to go rancid, nothing to, and then get the wall fixed and it's all good. Much better off getting them taken out of the wall than what you are killing them.
But how do you get them if they're little native ones? How do you get them out of the wall?
Same way. Yeah, you need to do a cutout or
Or an induction.
You can do an induction. Depends on what they've got inside the wall as well. It's like a log sometimes. You just don't know whether they're going to move or not, or if they do, whether they move out or whether they stay in the wall and build another home in the box. Just
If you've got natives, just leave them there.
Yeah, well, if you've got natives, you can try an induction. If you like natives don't hurt. They're not going to destroy you. They're not going to hurt anyone, or anything like that. So,
Chase the dog around.
yeah. see how they're just flying around the little ball.
Yeah. They don't land.
They're very, very pleasant. So now I'll move this box back up here where their entrance was.
You'll just put that box on top?
Yep.
Or just delete that, the whole box?
Yeah.
You don't use a separator?
No. That goes on the top, on the
That's right. Do these ones attack honeybees as well?
Sorry?
Will these ones attack the
Oh
honeybees
yes.
as well? Yeah.
Yes. You'd be surprised at how aggressive these are when it comes to honeybees.
Okay.
I was doing one of these down in Brisbane, and the honeybees, 4 honeybees went in the box,
Okay.
and I had to physically get them out of the box because they didn't have a hope.
Oh wow.
The natives were just all over them. Right, there was no tomorrow.
So is the queen just easily distinguishable?
It is. She is. See, she might have even gone down in there. There's a lot of bees hanging around here, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, they hang around that more than the box.
Yeah.
So I think she could be down in there.
Will she move into the box?
No,
Or
I
you
have
need
to get her.
to get up?
I need to get her. Probably have to look that way. Oh, there it is. So it comes out through there.
Can you cut down along the side, along that angle?
Yeah, over
Yeah.
there. And the other way.
They're definitely defending it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Big pots.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at the beetle. There was. I found those big horned beetles, and they've been entombed.
Oh, I think she might be there.
Too close. And you can't pop that in the box.
Amazing.
AA.
AAs are my favourite.
Yeah. They're likeable, aren't they?
Yep.
They're friendly.
They're just a hippie at heart, aren't they?
I mean, not that I've really looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, honey.
Oh.
I'll give that to him.
Oh, is that what it is?
Can you see?
Keep down on the ground, yeah. Big days, probably.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. I don't know much.
No, I think it's a large one.
Yeah.
Be on steroids.
Where's the room here? That's not your home. It's sort of over here a bit more.
Yeah, it's sort of round here.
Yeah.
The queen will be bigger with these ones as well.
Yeah. Yeah, much bigger. I haven't seen it yet.
No.
Very large opening.
Twice the size.
Yeah.
It's like 45.